Hey guys, what's going on? This is Namkraft and welcome to another season of Starcraft English commentary. Let's continue with KCM 2025 Season 4. This is going to be week number 5, second set underway. The first set we've seen Soma, the ASL champion, trouncing over Mini, who is kind of slumping hard right now. And next up, we're going to be seeing Soma versus Speed. Speed is one of those players who are not usually that great in the offline tournaments, but on the online game, he's really good. And of course, he's one of those newcomers to the scene as well, together with Soma, together with Lava. What that means is that they were not originally part of the pre-Kespa days of the Kespa lineups, you know, in the training houses and sleeping together and dining together and working out together, you know, those kind of people, those kind of non-gay brotherly love. But you know, they come later to the scene and they're doing very strong. You know, some other players are like that, like Ruin, right? For example, Ruin was supposed to be one of the better players, and I think Motive too. Some of these young bloods are supposed to have great potential, but we shall see. We shall see. So far, the old players such as Flash and Soki and Jaedong and Snow are still dominating the scene. The Rush also to a certain extent, Light as well. Anyways, the map is what is this? Roaring Current, my favorite map in this ASL season. And we are gonna be seeing what is this exactly? 12 hatchery coming down from Soma. And for Speed, he's looking forward to go for 14cc. This will work out nicely for him. This is something that usually work well on two-player maps because of reverse psychology. So very game theoretical here, but the Zerg player knows where exactly the Terran player is located. He can easily scout him with a drone if he wants to, but usually he doesn't because he doesn't want to waste you know, money for that. And knowing this, sometimes Terran player just go for 14cc. So it's basically what we say in my country. We have a saying: the most dangerous place to borrow money is always the safest place. Borrow from the gangsters, borrow from the mafia. So, well, that's kind of counterintuitive. But anyways, we're going to be seeing very quickly a factory follow-up, which means this will be a vulture and starport follow-up. Will we have double starport, a triple starport, or quadruple starport? That remains to be seen. But anyways, I'll just quickly show you the win rate for a Zerg player against Terran. Historically on the various maps. That is, so this map, Roaring Current, is 47% win rate for Zerg. It's decent. It could be worse, but I think the fact that there's just so much drop potential, and especially in late game, is really what helps Zerg player on Zerg players on these maps. Anyways, what are we seeing now? There is going to be both the players just gearing up for the mid game. Zerlings, a pair of Zerlings coming out, and Lair has been taken from the Zerg side. So I guess it is the time for me to read some advertising. My name is Namkraft. Oh my god, the Hydrodan has been spotted as well. What does that mean exactly? This is unusual for TVZ. Well, no, for this kind of early factory build, of course, it's not unusual. You need some mutless, some Hydras early to fend off those raids, because you know, I think mutas will come way too late. And of course, you need some overlord upgrades as well, either overlord speed or overlord drop. Anyways, my name is Namkraft. Welcome to the channel. Have a seat. I am known to provide insanely fast English commentaries, both in the speed of my talking, in the speed of my upload. I provide a lot of information in the video description for your viewing pleasure. Links to the previous video in the playlist, next video in the playlist, and the overall playlist URL. I organize games by playlists, by tournaments, by players, by maps, by matchups, whatever. My best games of the year. I have a lot of playlists. You can check them out in the video description. And also just go to the playlist page of my YouTube channel. Just bookmark those playlists, because games will always be added to some playlists. Several usually, right? Usually one of my videos will be added to 7 to 8 playlists. I will add it to the playlist for the map, the playlist for both of the players. So if you want to watch only Soma's games, go ahead and check out the Soma only playlist. I will add it to the matchup. If you want to watch TVZ only, just go ahead and watch that playlist. Of course, if you want to watch the entire tournament from first game to the last game, use a playlist for each tournament. There is going to be a little bit of a disorientation in the audio channels for the KCM and ASL tournaments where they're Korean casting in the background. You will hear a bit more Korean in one ear, a bit more English in the other ear. This is my deliberate attempt to keep things multilingual and flexible for all of you that are out there. There's some Korean viewers as well. If you're going to leave a comment, please try to be courteous to other and say spoiler enter 4 times and then say what you want to say. And if all of these activities are interesting to you, consider donating to Namkraft. There are several methods. You can click the join button under my videos, any of my videos, to join the YouTube membership program. If you are a Patreon user, you can go ahead and subscribe and support me on Patreon. There are going to be 3 levels for you to support. Jim Rayners is $5 per month. Tassadars is $10 per month, and Queens of Blades are $15 per month. There are different perks associated with each level, and all of the perks work equally on both Patreon and also YouTube. Looks like there's going to be some mutualist harassments coming in as the vultures have been repelled at Soma's expansion. Looks like there are 4 mutualists, but I think one scourge is, one turret is enough. There's going to be the raids getting sniped, the raid running around, nicely done. They will start to attack, and these mutualists are very bruised here. Back to the advertising, there are also other methods for you to buy me coffee beside YouTube membership program and the Patreon account. There are also Revolut and Zelle. If you also prefer to do a credit card transaction or PayPal, that is fine. The links, everything is going to be provided in the video description. I have one link for everything. One link for you to do. Of course, you could also, email me at namkraftvn@gmail.com. If you have any questions, or if you send some money, it was lost in the ether or whatever, or if you just want to share some love, go ahead and send me an email as well. Anytime is fine. Back to this game. Looks like Soma was not so successful with the opening with his mutualist, and now Terran is looking very strong. Keep in mind that on this map, winning against Zerg player and destroying bases doesn't necessarily mean the end of the game, because the Zerg player can take expansions. But the question is that the Zerg player will also need to switch to that direction in terms of technologies, instead of, not losing too many drones at the forward bases and so forth. And that is going to be very important. So if Soma is anticipating a major frontal attack, he need to not try to saturate those bases too much, and think about upgrading, going towards some, upgrades for the mutas, for example. Of course, overlord speed and overlord transportation technologies are important, and maybe keep and make adequate scourges is going to be one of the key issues as well. One drone snipe there by speed nicer than more vultures. These vultures are so damaged. One more shot from any unit, even a drone, would kill those vultures instantly, but those vultures looks like they will return home and get repaired safely. Queen's Nest is done, so we shall expect Hive coming up next. Looks like there's going to be a massive attack with plenty of scourges for everyone to go around. 9 mutualists, and I think I see something like 10 scourges. They will dive in attack. Looks like they will attack the turrets. The turrets will get sniped. Where are the Valkyries? There's only 1 Valkyrie so far. I don't see the second Valkyrie. There's going to be a science vessel, but I think energy level on that science vessel is not yet high enough. And good attack so far. The Valkyrie is trying to dive in here, but the scourges are not engaging. The mutuals are thinning out there, but the Valkyrie has been sniped. So finally, we will have no more Valkyries in the area, but the number of mutuals are way too low, so the Marines can start to pick them apart. But now we have a science vessels. Looks like Speed is not making additional turrets. You need to be making additional turrets instead of losing these SVs left and right like that. There's going to be some vulture run by on this other side of the map, and they can start to attack against the drone. Radiate is on, and slow reaction from Soma. He loses most of his mutant. That is so unfortunate. And that nice move from Speed got the game slightly back in balance here. We're looking at 9-minute mark of the game. Soma at 62 supply speed, at 69. These vultures are doing a good job because there are hardly any more mutants on this map. Soma may be forced to pull some of his Hydra to defend, but just as I say that, there are 2 mutualists making their way to those areas. And these vultures will come out still sniping a few more drones in the action. Okay, now we have 4 tanks and plenty of Marines to come around, and double science vessel, the third one underway. Upgrades for the Marines are coming up. I think this is going to be range upgrade. Maybe range upgrade is done. I'm not so sure. But we shall see what is going to be the next move for both of these players. If Soma loses a 9 o'clock position, the game could be over because as you can see, he's investing a lot. He's building hatcheries there. He's building sunkens there. And this is not looking like the kind of playstyle that will lead to taking those expansion on the islands. It looks like he's heavily committed in those areas and need to defend it at all costs, which I don't really approve. I think Soma should make the 5th hatchery in the main because it will not get sniped. And he should not make so much sunkens. Either it's got to be better for him to think about switching into the other bases in the future. But I don't know. I'm not a pro gamer, so I don't know what these guys are thinking. There's gonna be Nidus Canal. This Nidus Canals hardly help, man, because I mean the bases are way too close to each other. Anyways, lurkers are coming out, and 4 tanks are sieging. Of course, these lurkers will not venture down on the lower ramp. It's gonna be way too risky for them. Look at how many tanks there are. Nice defense matrix on one of those tanks. And okay, one snipe says snipe is gonna put a small dent in Speed's ambition to do a quick push here. He still needs irradiate. What about defilers? Are we seeing defilers? Looks like those units are falling fast. Marines are gonna be attacking. One of the lurkers is getting very damaged. Scourges are coming out trying to attack, and additional lurkers are coming in. They might decide to go in all together. Looks like a lot of lurkers are falling, and Soma is running out of troops. The tanks are doing 6 damage. But the Marines are thinking out. But looking from the back, we're going to be having reinforcement. The tanks are way too close to each other. Nice Scourge work here. Going on the science. So all of the scans have been sniped. But we still have scan. Do we have scans? There's a scan. Zerglings are coming out in mass numbers. Reinforcements are way too late. And the tanks are blocking their path. Actually, I think now the tanks. I mean, one of the tanks need to unsiege and go back. There's a defiler. And last minute defiler work is able to help out and defend this base, and those tanks need to go back or try to attack the hatchery. Looks like 2 tanks have fallen. And as usual, that was a nice defense from Zerg side. And now I think Soma will just rolling. He just keeps on rolling. It's going to be very difficult for Speed to maintain this kind of pressure. There's going to be Yamato Gun, but I don't think that will actually be the answer here. If you cannot take out Zerg armies, you will be in a lot of trouble. And there's going to be a Dark Storm, maybe a Plague as well. One of the tanks going to get trapped. Oh my god, so unfortunate for Speed. He loses both of his tanks. No, he loses one only. He loses only one. But now there's going to be another attack. Lurkers are going to try to come through. There could be a Plague. Where are these units going? This is just a random move here from Speed. He will try to attack, but Lurkers are within reach of the tank now, and all of these forces will fall. That was a terrible decision making there from Speed. So Soma will possibly have his second win because behind his Speed is not yet moving up to expand, but he's making triple starport. What are those? I think those are mainly battle cruisers. They are possibly battle cruisers. So if you can maintain a sizable amount of battle cruisers and don't lose them outright in the early stretch of the game, you might be able to come back, but it's looking very tricky. Soma has already secured Defiler tech. And there could be another frontal attack. These Marines are without medic support. They are stimming like there's no tomorrow, man. But it will die very fast. And look at this additional attack coming from the backside. Do we have another Dark Storm? There it is. There it is. And these Marines will need to come back. Good Plague incoming. I think that's going to be a Plague. Maybe it's a Plague. Maybe it's not a Plague. He's going to try to snipe the Defiler. But look at the fast reaction from Soma. And one Marine has been falling. There's going to be a Vulture. It looks like Speed is just playing some random move here. One of the Lurker gets sniped though. And the other Lurker might fall. There could be a mine getting late here. Looks like the Vulture walked past everybody. Not so sure exactly for what. He's got to try to lay some mine, but I'm not so sure how good it does. All of these Marines will fall. Look at how fast they fall to Lurker's spine, man. Supply-wise, Speed 91 and Soma 79. There's going to be some some battle cruisers on the field. This is nice. Those battle cruisers will be available for a longest time possible. Scourges are coming out. There's going to be a drop as well. Speed is trying everything. Wow, Speed says, you know what? I will fight until the last man standing, and he's gonna try to do exactly just that. If the battle cruisers team up with the dropship, it might be important, but Darkstorm is down, which means that there could not be a potential for these units to do so. Okay, there's gonna be a tank drop. Not bad. Keep in mind that without drop technology, there's nothing to hit that tank. This is a nice genius move from Terran, but there could be a Plague. There's a Plague. And the tank need to focus on one of the Defiler. It's going to be a frontal attack as well. I mean, this is the kind of tactic I think Terran need to be doing to keep Zerg occupied and win against any kind of late game Defiler mania, which is just to initiate attacks on several fronts, doing some nice and innovative moves. And all of the units have been sniped, so it looks like Soma cleared it out very, very easily at the last bit, but there could be some major attacks coming out still. Dark Swarm, one single lurker protecting against infinite Marines. This is the sad reality of Zerg versus Terran. Another battlecruiser is going to get sniped. Are there some Hydras in the area? There aren't any. Okay, looks like at the last bit there need to be a scan. He is not scanning. What is he doing? That lurker with 12 kills. That tank will be falling. What is he doing? Scan! You don't need a tank to kill one lurker. You just use your Marines, man. Anyways, Zerlings are trying to come across the map. There's gonna be some mutants. Do we have something like Guardians? I don't see Guardians anywhere, but having the triple starport will help speed out a little bit. You need to make sure not to lose his starports. His battlecruisers so easily, because battlecruisers are kind of like carriers. When you have one, it's nothing, but when you have like 4, that is when Infinite Zerg Scourges also doesn't work. There's gonna be a pathetic drop here by Speed, not able to accomplish much. He will get maybe 1 drone kill. Sure, why not? Give him 1 drone kill. Speed 77 supply, Soma also 77. Additional commands that are coming out, but Speed need to keep on doing these kind of moves, because if you just do a major frontal attack with Marines and Firebats and tanks, he will die. He need to keep on dropping, battle cruising, attacking, sieging, irradiating, stimming, everything else. He need to be healing. He need to be praying to God as well that he will succeed in his battles. Yeah, so there's gonna be additional. And it looks like Soma, despite his early success in defending that third base, is having trouble pushing across, but he's gonna do a major push now. So this is going to be the moment, the important moment of the game. There's going to be the firework, and Marines will need to back up. This bridge is holding the area. The Science Vessels is not doing any kind of work on that Defiler, and it gets sniped. And now Zerlings are within reach of the tank. That tank will be alive or not. Looks like that tank will fall. Losing that tank and 2 Science Vessels is going to be detrimental to Speed's defensive abilities here. And now he's behind by about 10 supplies. Soma finally have Ultras. And now the long replenish route from Speed's main base is going to be problematic. He will need to hold several bases. Looks like another Science Vessel will get sniped before it can actually cast anything at all. Science Vessels are in the region, but they're not going to do any kind of work on it. There's going to be a good irradiate though. And additional Marines are coming out. We need to have, all of the starport need to be pumping like non-stop. Don't make Firebats, don't make tanks. You need to make stuff from the starport, because that's the only kind of building that will, make units that are useful in the battles, man, against late game Zerg on Roaring Current. Nice mine explosion, but it looks like the Ultras are still alive, and this might be the beginning of the end here. There's still 3 Ultras remaining. 1 Ultras might fall. No, it will not even fall, and Speed will be just completely overrun in the matter of seconds. Ultras attacking the 12 o'clock position. Ultras attacking the inner 12 o'clock position. 2 command centers falling at once, and the ragtag force from Speed could not help. Thanks for watching. This is gonna be the end of the game. See you soon. Bye bye.